this is Neena. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to build CRUD APIs using Express.js, which is one of the most popular framework for Node.js. If you ever wanted to make an app that can create, read, update, or delete data, basically how every web app works, in which every web app works on create, read, update, and delete, then you are right place here. Now, let's start with basics. Firstly, what is about CRUD? CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete, the four basic operations required for any web application or web development. Now, let's talk about importance of APIs. APIs are the intermediate or communicator between the front end and back end, which clients can easily manipulate data. And whereas RESTful principles or RESTful APIs. REST stands for Representative Data Transfer, which is developed by or requests by HTTP methods, which is also in the CRUD application or CRUD operator. Now we are creating or we are building a RESTful APIs, which means it follows a specific design principle. We use HTTP methods, which are get, post, put, and delete to represent activities. Each request is stateless, meaning that server doesn't remember present previous ones, which means previous data. This makes your API clean and predictable and easy to use. We use create for post HTTP methods and read for get HTTP methods and update for HTTP methods and delete for delete method. Now let us come over how to install or how to set up express.js. Firstly, we should open a terminal or we should open a new block, and firstly we come across what is Express.js. It is a fast, simple framework used for building web servers with Node.js. And how to install or how to update Express.js. By using an npm install, we can install Express.js and we can create a basic server. By using express middleware function which process requests such as JSON. Now let us know how to implement CRUD operators. Create. In create, we use post request to add new data. Where it comes to read, we use get request to fetch data, maybe with filters. And which comes to in update, we use put or patch request to modify the data or to develop the data. And in delete, we use delete request to remove the data or to delete the data. Always we make sure to validate your inputs and handle errors properly. That comes to keep your APIs professionally and readably. Now let us talk about how to handle errors, which makes best practices. Good error handling makes your APIs user friendly. Returns clear error messages with proper status codes. You can also add logging to track issues that helps to debugging and scaling in your app. Validation is error handling technique which we can validate the data by using libraries like JIO or Express Validator before processing the request. And also where it comes to the error response, we create a structured response in a formatted way by including codes and messages to clear the feedback to the clients. Now, let us talk about how to test APIs by using Postman. First, where it comes to Postman. Postman is a popular API testing tool that specifies the process of testing requests and response of API. Postman is an amazing tool that lets you send requests and see your response easily. You can test your get, put, post, and delete routes, and even write a automatic tested to check if everything working perfectly and properly. Here we use automatic testing to test the APIs and to get the code better uses. We can create requests by using our API request and also by body parameters and also the headers. Better practice, we can create an app or a document or a notepad which you by using this API keys and also express.js. But don't forget documentation. It is super important. Good documents make it easier for others to understand your APIs. Tools like Postman, collections, and let you create interactive API documentation and always consider version of your APIs. We have different versions of APIs like V1 or V2. So we need to update our API keys before using. Now let us come to the conclusion of development of API keys by using Express.js. Here in these slides, we understood about what are CRUD applications, what are APIs, what are Express.js, and how to install Express.js, and also by which methods we can get better outcomes by error handling techniques, and also we can by using these steps or by following these methods we can develop an app like note maker or document maker. And now it comes to the code, or now it comes to the web development of the project. Note points we should learn before developing an app or developing a framework. We should learn about CRUD, the backbone of the web development, and REST keys use API structured and predictable. And also Express.js makes backend development faster and simple, and good error handling or testing combines the professional API. And also after completing each and every project or each and every web application, we should maintain a document which makes collaborations and scaling easier. Let us take a real world example which we can develop by using this CRUD application. The real time example is Instagram, in which in Instagram we can create a post, we can update a post, we can delete a post, and also we can see the other post and we can mention the post, and also we can do anything by using CRUD application. And also we have different examples like Netflix, WhatsApp. These are the best examples of CRUD application. And also the websites in which we can create a node maker and we can delete, and a membership based websites. Mainly the examples of these CRUD applications are member based websites. In these based website, we use many extensions and also many applications and also many real world apps. And also e-commerce sites are also built by using these CRUD applications where customer customer can buy the product by seeing overall reviews and cost and everything. Now let us come across the code. Here I taken an example web application like note maker or simple note making process. In this project, I had taken a folder and I created a name as note editor in which I had taken another folder which I can separate front end part different and also back end part different. In back end part in back end I had took models I had included here not JS models. These are the JS node models I had taken and also in front end part I had taken HTML, CSS for framework and also I had used here Express.js in the backend by connecting the Node.js. Here, let us come to the outcome. Before we can check the HTML and CSS codes. This is the React code in which I had taken the CSS code and JSX code in the same folder. So now how to run this code? First, we should open the terminal. In this terminal, remember the one thing that always we should run the backend code separate and the front end code separate. We should take for two different two two different folders two different terminals for two different backend and front end. Firstly, we should take the path of the project in which I started with Node editor. Then the next one is project. And in the project folder, I had taken backend. So let us run this command. So here we got the path as node editor white, node editor project and backend. So now we had to run the command npm install. We should check whether the npm install successfully or not. Yes, here we had installed the npm. Now we should consider the another terminal to run the front end. Here also we should take the path directories. So the command cd node editor, next comes to project and next front end. So now here also we can get the same path. Now we should run npm install. We should run the code npm run there. Here we can get the output link. So this is the project. This is the output of the project where we can create a node like express.js. Sorry, we are getting network issue. Now in this output, we can get collection of tasks in this folder and also we can cut or we can list the outputs and we can get the same outputs which are mentioned by creating the tasks. Thank you for watching.